Hello my dear students, welcome back to the 9th standard social classes for English medium. My dear student, in this class we are going to deal with the new lesson, that is natural resources. What is that? Natural resources, which comes in the part economics. Economics is one of the parts of social sciences in the 9th standard social sciences. But a student, natural resources is the first lesson in economics part of 9th standard social classes. In this class we are going to deal some important aspects of natural resources. My dear students, let us see, generally I will ask a question, what are the resources? Or what we call for the resources? Yes, very good. Resources are the very essential things which will provide to produce some things. So these are called as the resources. See, resources are very essential to human beings to run their day-to-day life. Without natural resources, man cannot survive in the world. Dear students, resources are divided into two types. Resources are divided into two types. One is natural resources and another one is, yes, man-made resources. Natural, man-made resources. But dear student, so let us see what are the natural resources. In this class we learn important aspects, which are, the first thing is the meaning and the types of resources. The meaning and types of resources. The second thing is, the second learning point which we will learn in this class, scarcity of resources. What is that? Scarcity of resources. Scarcity of resources. And the next thing is the need for conservation of resources. The need of conservation of resources. Conservation of resources. And the last point is the way how we reduce our economical or ecological footprint. Listen once again, how the ways how to reduce our ecological footprint. How to reduce the ecological footprint. See, these are the important things, are the learning points which we will learn in this class. Dear student, let us see one by one. What is the meaning of resources? See, as I told, resources are a broad term indicating all the materials that humans use in conducting their economical activity of production, exchange and consumption. As I told, resources are the materials which will really help to the humankind, which should play a very important role in the economical activity of human being to produce some goods and services or to exchange the materials and the consumption of the materials. So this is the complete meaning of resources. See, dear student, resources has a broad meaning. It consists in every sector in the society. See, when we come to the economical field, or economics field, we will have three sectors in economical field, which are the primary sector, which is also called as the agriculture sector, and the secondary sector, which we also called as the industrial sector, and the third one is tertiary sector, which we also called as service sector. So these are the prime three important sectors which come under an economy of our country. See, when we are going to discuss about the resources, all these three sectors must have resources. See, without any resources, the three sectors cannot be survived. Likewise, human beings cannot be imagined in the world without resources. So, resources play a very important role in the production of goods and services. Isn't it? So, these especially divided into two. As I told, among the various types of resources, as I told, there are many. Natural resources are the major ones, sources that are available for human use. My dear students, human beings are really blessed to have such a kind of natural resources. Human beings, they are very happy to use all the natural resources in their day-to-day life, but they never pay any taxes. They never pay any taxes for using their natural resources. So in this way, human beings are blessed with natural resources. Natural resources are divided in many types. So primarily, resources are divided into natural and human resources. Got it? And these natural resources are very essential to the human being. Got it? So human cannot be survived without the natural resources. There are the gifts of nature, as I told. There are really gifts of nature without which survival of life is impossible. We the people, humankind, human being, we cannot be imagine our world without nature. Got it? A proverb says always, man cannot be lived without nature, but nature can live without human being. So that is why we are always ready to adjust our nature. So without which survival of life is very impossible. These are called as the gift. Natural resources are the gift for a human being. See, let us say then what are the natural resources? What are the natural resources, dear students? Yes. What we get from the nature without any amount. Got it? What we get from the nature without paying any money or amount, these are all called as natural resources. So let us see what are the natural resources. First thing is the sunlight. Very good. Next, water. Yes, we cannot live without sunlight. We cannot live without water. And air, fresh air. Forests, soil, biodiversity, Jaivika Vaividhyate, biodiversity, mineral ores, and then many others are called as natural resources. Dear student, as I told, man cannot be lived without nature in the same sense, we cannot live without sunlight. Can we live without sunlight? It is impossible. And then man cannot live without water and air, forest, soil, and these. Got it? So these are naturally occur. These are naturally available to the humankind to use and survive their life. These are called natural resources. Then, however, with increase in a global population, nowadays we are seeing, yes, India stands the second rank in the world in the population. First place goes to China. However, in the increase in global population to more than 7 billion, it is becoming very difficult to provide even the basic amenities or basic needs to the human life to a large segment of the population. Got it? You see, it is highly impossible to provide the basic amenities to the people in the world, because the rate of growing people always increase, but the rate of growing natural resources or earth will remain itself. Got it? So that is why it will definitely burden to the nature. What will definitely burden is growing. The rapid growth of population will definitely burden to the nature. So this is the drawback. This is one of the drawbacks. Highly impossible to provide the day-to-day basic amenities to the people. In this chapter, we will study the issue related to the resources scarcity, then environmental conservation and reducing our ecological footprint. So these are the important aspects that we will learn in the classes. See, let us see the meaning of natural resources. See, natural resources are the resources which are naturally occurring substances that are considered valuable in their natural form. So generally what we can say to the natural resources, the resources which are available naturally to the human being on the earth's surface, or the resources which we provide on the earth's surface naturally. These are called as the natural resources, and these are all very valuable resources, but we cannot live without this. Does the soil which grows food, yes, does the soil which helps to grow the food, water that supports many our activities in our agricultural activities, especially water is not only needed for the agriculture field but also needed to the human being. It is very compulsory to the human being to drink the water. We can live without food for 1 week, maybe 1 week, but without water we cannot live. It is highly needed. The trees that give us many services, trees which are naturally occurring. I am talking about the natural resources, soil, water, trees, air, minerals. Let us see one by one. We came to know that soil which helps to grow the plants on the earth, and then water which helps to grow the things on the earth and helps to the agriculture field. Not only helps to the agriculture field but also to the human being. animals, flora, fauna, many things are there in the nature. These are very essentially needed water. And then trees. Trees are very useful for many things in the nature. It gives many services to the human being. It gives shelter to the people. And humans are using these trees to make some furnitures. Are their personal life. And the air we breathe, yes. Without water we can live for 1 or 2 days. But air is very essential. We cannot live without air for a single minute. It is very essential. So it also helps. And then the minerals that are raw materials for many products. My dear students, on the earth's surface we can see or we can get many mineral resources. Among them iron ore, bauxites, and then hematite, and then magnetite, and then gold. See, all of the resources, mineral resources, what we get on their surface. These are very essential to the human being for daily life. To produce many products, these mineral resources always will be raw material for the many industries, especially for the industrial sector, which will play definitely more than 70% of national income, which will pay the huge amount, more than 70% of income to the national income, or which brings. And all these are called as the natural resources. My dear students, as I told, natural resources are the resources what we get naturally on the earth's surface. Example, sunlight, trees, water, air, soil, minerals. These are called natural resources. And also I explained you the uses of natural resources and how they are very essential to the human activities for their daily activity. My dear students, I hope that you are getting my point. And the types of natural resources. Let us see what are the types of natural resources. See, let us see. There are 2 types in the natural resources. The first thing is renewable resources. What is the first thing? Renewable resources. And the second thing is, what is the second thing? Is non-renewable. Non-renewable resources. So these are the very essential. Natural resources are divided into 2 types. One is renewable and non-renewable resource. So let us see briefly about renewable resources. The first thing is renewable. Dear students, listen my pronunciation. Renewable. The word itself explains the meaning of the word. Renewable resource. Can you guess? Can you define what will be the renewable resources? Yes. Some natural resources get replenished as we use them. Some natural resources get replenished as we use them. These resources are called as the renewable resources. See, what are those? Yes. Yes, very good. Dear students, listen. Some natural resources, as we go on using the natural resources, they again replenish replenished as we use them. As we go on using them, again they reappear or they will regenerate. These are called as the renewable. They will come back again. These are called as the renewable resources. See, what are the renewable resources? Nature, through its natural process, goes on replenishing them. Replenishing, especially we can give the best example of sunlight. See, as a day goes off, the night comes. Got it? But it will not end always. The next day will regain again. Got it? Again, we will get the sunlight. So this is called replenishing, regenerating. And then they are also called non-exhaustible resources. These renewable natural resources are also called as the non-exhaustible resources. Got it? Then water, land, forests, air, sunlight and heat are the some of the best example for renewable resources. Dear students, what are the renewable resources? Come again. First thing, water, then sunlight, then air. Very good. Next thing is forest, then land, sunlight, air and heat. These are the renewable examples. And let us see the non-renewable resources. See, these resources will destroy as we go on using this kind of resources will disappear gradually. These are called as the non-renewable resources. Rex best examples are, let us see, some of our natural resources get depleted or destroyed as we go on using them. Eventually, they are emptied and cannot be created again. See, as we go on using all these resources, will depleted or they will definitely destroyed or emptied. These are called as the non-renewable resources. Or these are also called as the exhaustible resources. See, nature cannot replenish them through its process, and so they are also known as the non-renewable resources. Minerals, so best examples are minerals like iron ore, copper, gold, manganese, bauxite, and etc. Example for the best example for the non-renewable resources. Along with that, see, mineral fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas, uranium, thorium. These are the best non-renewable resources. Got it? And this will not get depleted. This will get depleted, and this kind of resources cannot be used again. And this kind of resources will emptied as we go on using them eventually. So these cannot be renewed. Resources can also be classified as biotic and abiotic resources. Listen once again, dear students. Resources can also be divided like biotic and abiotic resources. So what are the biotic resources? Biotic resources are the resources those that are divided from living organisms, and abiotic resources are the resources that are derived from non-living components of the nature. While plants and animals are biotic resources, water, soil, minerals, etc. are abiotic resources. Got it? Resources can also be divided or classified as biotic and abiotic resources. Biotic resources are the resources which are derived from living organism, and abiotic resources are the resources which we derive from non-living components of the nature. While plants and animals are biotic resources, whereas water, soil, minerals, etc. are the abiotic resources. Then the next point is scarcity of resources. But students, scarcity of the resources. Hello my dear friends, I hope that you understood the meaning of resources and the types of resources and the meaning of renewable and non-renewable resources, and also along with that biotic and abiotic resources. I hope that you understood very well, and take down the today's homework. Write down first question, what is the meaning of natural resources? The second question, explain renewable and non-renewable resources. The next question, give the example for biotic and abiotic resources. Dear students, these three questions are the homework. I hope that you understood today's class and write all these questions as your homework. In the next class, we will meet with the next topic, that is scarcity of resources. Okay, until then, read very well and be safe at your home. Thank you very much.